Hey sweeties, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to do this video because honestly anything that is to do with Royal High and the elements and all the magical stuff I get really excited about. But basically, obviously you click this video because the elements part of Royal High is probably the most exciting thing when they did whole of the Campus 3. But I definitely know that when it comes to the elements, there's loads of things that probably all of us want to know. We also know that when it comes to like BuzzFeed, when it comes to like, our Harry Potter houses, or just filters that you see on Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, anything. Whenever you see those filters and it's about deciding what you are, you always love to find out what it is. So I kind of wanted to do that, talking about with our elements in Royal High. So basically, it's kind of difficult because we do have this written exam right there, but at the same time, we've also got to remember that just because of the written exam, it doesn't necessarily mean that is exactly what our true thing is. Because remember, there's only so much that they can ask in there, and it's very vague, it's not very pinpointed and specific. So I decided I wanted to find out what my real exam, would tell me, or what my real element really is. So luckily for me, I did get the chance to get all of the elements, which I was really happy about because, like, seriously, your girl loves all of them. It took me a long time to get all of the books for it, but I definitely know that it was one of the most exciting things that happened. I loved it so much. Now, my true element, if you guys don't know about this, it's actually something we all found out quite early, but if you go onto your, journal, your book, and if you just flip on the diary bit all the way to the end, like the planner, and then if you just go here, it shows you. So right now, actually, it also shows you your grade status, your elemental kingdom, and then this is your quiz results. So I am ultimately fire, but I did get equal water and dark and light. So yeah, but I have 0% ice in me, which is really disappointing because ice is actually probably one of the most rare elements to get in the written test anyways. Now, if you guys didn't know, once you start joining in Campus 3 now, you end up getting taken to here. This is the Enchant Traverse, and the Enchant Traverse allows you to take part in many of these obbies. So there's fire, light, nature, water, and ice. This was so funny, ice and dark. And honestly, it was really fun. Now, you can choose whichever one you want. So basically, let me just go and show you guys kind of an example. So basically, you just go along here, and then you can just go along, and you have to take part in an obby. And inside, there is an obby, and once you pass it, you get, that. However, it doesn't mean that that's what your true quiz is. So you could just join the Enchant Traverse and do that, but loads of people did do that. I did that first because I didn't want to know what my written exam was and I didn't know what it's like. But if you really want to know what your true element is, you go up these steps. You can fly, but I don't think you can fly when you're here the first time, but I'm just walking just to prove it to you. But you go into here and here's the classroom kind of thing, and you click take personality quiz. Now I'm just going to go on it because I don't see the problem in doing it again, because even no matter how many times you do it, you can't change your thing. But I'm going to go and do the quiz again, and let's just see what happens. Okay, so we finally got our result. Let's look. Ooh, okay, so we really are still a fire fairy, but our results are still quite different, but it kind of does show. So my answers are still potentially fire. So this one's actually quite interesting because you'd think that, oh my goodness, but remember that I literally didn't do this quiz that long ago, so I'm still going to give relatively the same answers. I don't like to pick things just to deliberately change them. But yeah, so ultimately, even if I did get like water or something, or if I did, you can see there's very different results, but ultimately I've got more ice instead. So as you can tell, it kind of does help you describe what do you get, this quiz doesn't help. So no matter what, that is kind of my point. I'm a little bit annoyed that it didn't work with the video because I'm trying to prove a point here, but it kind of does help. I don't get the exact same results that I did, and I know it's kind of impossible to because you could change an answer or two every now and then, especially over time, and obviously you can't really remember them. But at the same time, doesn't that mean that, truly, it's not really that helpful. So why don't we go and take a look at some quizzes that we can do to pinpoint what our actual element is. Okay, this one was actually made in it was made in 2022, and so I'm guessing because they did it then, they didn't know that like they actually have elements now, so it's a little bit frustrating because this isn't an answer, but I will still take it. Okay, guys, so I have obviously done all of these quizzes. These are just quizzes that I ended up finding up online, but you guys saw me do a run through it, so you know that I'm getting genuine results and you can see what I'm picking. Now, I obviously got quite a lot of varied results, but let's just start from what we did get. So, obviously, we know that my major result that I kept getting from Royal High quizzes was fire. And then I ended up getting actually a fire fairy once more, which was quite crazy to me because I seriously was not expecting to get fire again, but I guess it makes sense. Then what happened was actually I ended up doing a quiz that didn't actually, know that it was Royal High Elements. I didn't know that it was going to give me a, kind of just a random thing. I think just because of it being in like Enchantix kind of time, but I did get Love Fairy, so that was kind of cute. Then another quiz I did, I actually got water, but unfortunately I forgot to screenshot it, but it is in the end of my first video. Then I ended up getting dark. So ultimately, all of them gave me really different results because, they're very vague questions, but these questions were all quite similar. They gave you scenarios and you had to act as if you were what would you do, really? And I did try, my best to pick something, but realistically, it kind of just does go to show that these personality quizzes, they're not that accurate. I mean, we can see that oh, wait, hang on. These are like different from what I first got. I think when I did the quiz again, because I didn't have, I used to have 0% ice, but now I've got 14. So it looks like it's changed a little bit, but that's fine. But yeah, basically, ultimately, you still have your original element. But even from, doing this, I guess I can conclude that these Royal High quizzes are actually pretty accurate because even although I did do a fair few of them and I did try and find ones that gave you the actual element, even with doing it, it does give you the same thing. But let's try and do this again, actually, just to see if maybe if I pick complete opposite things of what I would have chosen, maybe if I would still get, because like this is nothing of what I picked before. So I'm going to go and do this again just because it's kind of bothering me that all of it, I just want to be absolutely sure that it is accurate. But let's see if maybe we can get fire or if we'll get something different this time. Okay, let's see. No way. I still get fire. And in fact, I chose very different things, but I guess this is maybe more close to what I originally chose in the first place. But I guess ultimately, once you've done your first ever personality quiz, I guess it does kind of choose, what you ultimately are. Maybe it doesn't change it. I have no idea. But I do now get the nature and ice, which is really cool. But nonetheless, I would say that perhaps this does show that these Royal High quizzes are pretty accurate because I'm getting the same result quite a lot, which is fire. I've got quite, a fiery, personality, which is really surprising. But yes, so I guess, as I said, we can conclude, even along doing all of these obbies and all of this amazingness of all of the elements, I guess it really does show how accurate these quizzes are. And even with showing, doing other quizzes that aren't, in Royal High, I did get varied results, but doing this, like the quiz, I done it 3 times, and I'm still technically, the same. I didn't get one thing. I mean, it obviously changed what my other results were, but ultimately it does choose fire. Now, I still don't know if that's maybe because that's what I originally got and they're just going to default it as fire because you can't change them, but who knows? Maybe it does mean that actually I did end up, just being really accurate with the test results and I just happened to keep getting fire. Who knows? But you guys did see a fair bit of me, doing the actual quiz as well as all of the others. I will link all the quizzes down below. But seriously, it's always nice to come back and experience what it's like to choose your element again. So you guys should definitely give this a go. I found it really fun and I hope this kind of helped us so you guys know, because I know how much of a big deal it is for all of us to know what our true elements are in Royal High. But nonetheless, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed and I'll see you guys next time. Bye everyone!